Hello everyone, this is Cholera, and I am bringing you another game from the World Cyber Game qualifiers in Korea, and this is in the round of 16. This is a game played between Flash and Rumble, and I am just excited to watch Flash's Terran vs. Zerg prowess in this game. Honestly, I don't know if Rumble stands much of a chance against Flash. Flash right now is actually his best matchup statistically is Terran vs. Zerg after losing a few Terran vs. Terran matches recently. He is a whopping 68% against Zerg. He is looking absolutely unstoppable against Zerg. Now, I haven't watched the results of the GOM TV Intel Classic, so please don't spoil them for me. And I don't know if that opinion should be revised based on what happens against them. However, if he has lost that, it's against Jaedong, and that is certainly no humiliating defeat by any means. Flash spawning in purple at the 1 o'clock position. Rumble, a Zerg player on SKT1, spawning in red at the 5 o'clock position. And Rumble is actually 39% Zerg versus Terran. So statistically, Flash is way ahead of Rumble. And I do expect him to win this game on Othello, which is a fairly balanced map between the two races. However, anything can happen in StarCraft, obviously. I do expect, I haven't seen much of Rumble, but I do expect Zergs on this map to go for a fairly standard opening. Flash could once again go for what he's been doing recently, which is that 8 racks rush build, or 8 racks into fast expand. He likes that, actually, and it actually isn't a bad build. It is a little bit tricky to execute, and you are a little vulnerable to a counterattack. So we'll see if Flash decides to go for that. No, it looks like Flash will build that supply depot inside his base, so not going for a fast rush. And really, the only Zerg Flash has lost to recently is Luxury. He absolutely destroyed Effort. Well, sorry for giving that away, but do check out the OSL series I casted of Flash versus Effort if you haven't seen it. And interesting enough, looks like a overpool coming from actually it looks like a 11 pool, actually not an overpool, an 11 pool coming from Rumble. So Rumble perhaps a little worried about what Flash could do with that 8 racks rush. He's not deciding to go hatchery first, and actually that's a smart idea. Flash did that against Luxury, and it almost worked. Luxury foiled it using a 12 pool also, so perhaps Rumble is thinking about doing that. Of course, this is the problem if your name is Flash. You are going to be studied from all angles by your opponents. Lee Young Ho, if your name happens to be that, you're either Lucifer or Flash, believe it or not. Protoss player on KTF, Lucifer, has the same name as Flash. Flash now is going to spot this fast spawning pool here from Rumble, and he's going to have to react properly, probably by placing 2 SCVs on his ramp with some Marines. His barracks finished here now, probably at 10 racks. And thank you guys so much for writing back to me and getting back to me on just telling me about your life histories, and also now about how to about the fact that some of you guys are mailing postcards to me. That's really exciting. Shout out to my viewers from Montreal. We have guys like Net Hitters from Montreal and Idlam, who's just started at McGill. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Hydro Squirrel, an electrical engineering and music major in New Mexico. That is a tough double major to do. Yeah, shout out and thanks for all your support. And shout out to little Jimmy Lee, 12-year-old 6th grader from Montreal also, who's now learning English, French, and Chinese. That is impressive. I have to say, shout out to you, and thanks for watching. So it seems that we're going to see a bit of a Zergling rush here from Rumble. Interesting enough, he's probably upgrading speed first, and he's going to have about 12 Zerglings approaching Flash's base. However, I'm not sure if it's such a good idea. Flash knows this is coming, and so Rumble has to expect Flash is going to be prepared for this. Flash does have 4 SCVs and probably 3 or 4 Marines, and Flash, correctly enough, has gone for a 2 racks build. I think that is the best build to counter this Zergling rush. He doesn't need to go for that early economy and make himself vulnerable to a fast tech build afterwards, because we could see, of course, a tech to lair quickly afterwards, and Flash might be caught off guard. But Flash is going for 2 racks, and he's going to stay at 1 base for now. He's also got his academy down, so he should be prepared for any kind of fast Mulelisk build here, if that is indeed what Rumble is following it up with. Looks like Rumble is going to put down that lair. We could be seeing a fast Lurker build, of course. That is the other possibility. His natural expansion is not yet up, so this rush has definitely not helped his economy at all, and he really has done absolutely nothing to Flash right now. Flash, the Terran player, of course, is much more content playing 1 base than the Zerg player is, and really Flash is starting off just fine. Once he pushes out with his group, I think he will pick up his natural expansion at his own will, at his own timing. And what I actually think would be a good strategy on this right now is Lurkers, to be honest. I do like Lurkers over Mulisks when I play Zerg versus Tyrant, perhaps because I'm not that great of a player, but if you play me Zerg versus Tyrant, basically you're going to get Lurker rushed. That is what's going to happen. And looks like now we're seeing a couple of Fire Bats actually out for Flash, so Flash could be thinking about a Sunken Break. Now Rumble, very smartly, is going to try to set up a flank attack, but Flash also very smartly has put that Fire Bat and a Medic up there, so they're going to secure his flank from any rear maneuver there, and that is definitely very Savior-esque, going for that flank. And we see that Rumble is forced to build 2 sunken colonies in front of his base. Flash now chasing those 6 Zerglings running around in the field, and I think Flash's goal is complete here. Once he's forced Rumble to build those sunken colonies, I think he is actually going to back off, so just forcing Rumble to commit to those resources. Flash also building a bunker in his front door here, and Othello does have that big neutral building, which helps you defend your front door smartly enough. Flash is putting down that bunker, and he probably will expand soon, but we are seeing a Hydra's Den now inside of Rumble's base. Rumble is deciding to go for that Lurker build, and I think this is the best response to a failed Zergling rush, is to go for Lurkers, the best next move, because the Tyrant player might be overcommitted in Fire Bats, and perhaps suspecting that you are going to go for a standard Mulist build is going to put too many turrets in their base, and not have enough money for the sheer number of Marines and bunkers they need to deal with fast Lurkers. And of course Flash only has 1 base right now, so that's going to harm him in the fact that he's only going to have 1 Comsat scanner to be able to deal with Lurkers, and hence he's not going to be able to move out until he probably gets that second base up and enough Comsats. He doesn't want to be caught up against possible stop Lurkers somewhere. We are seeing the Hydros out for Rumble, so that means his Lurkers will be coming up very soon here. And this is what I like to do in Zerg versus Tyrant, of course. I actually recently just played Tyrant versus Zerg with Vilda. Shout out to her again. And I was surprised so much by how quickly Mulisks come out. She went for some kind of crazy Mulisk rush, and I was just like, whoa, Mulisk are coming. I had like 12 Marines, and I just didn't realize how fast Mulisk come out. So perhaps I disrespect Tyrant players too much when I say they have it easy. They also have to defend against crazy Zerg attacks that come out of nowhere. But anyway, so missile turrets going around the base for Flash. He seems to be a little concerned about a possible drop in the back door here, because he's put that missile turret all the way in the back. I'm sure he's scanned the main base by now, and he knows that Lurkers are coming, so he will have to prepare himself for that. Rumble's actually got an Overlord there at the top left of Flash's base. Rumble could be researching drop here, so he might be going for a slow Lurker drop inside of Flash's base. Unfortunately for him, Flash does have that avenue covered with that missile turret in the back, so Flash perhaps predicting this in the future, and that's just absolutely prescient by Flash, predicting the future. And now Rumble probably has seen the bad news that he's not going to go for a slow drop here, so he might be going for just containing Flash inside of his base right now, or even perhaps a Zergling Lurker push here. We'll have to see how good his control is, and I don't think with 2